What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another more Pegasus video. This one, the media is turning on Hasan big time. Which, I mean, yes and no, I guess depends on the media. CNN did call him out the other day. I did a clip on it about how they're disgusted on his statements on the whole October 7th incident and how the grapes happening did not matter to him and did not change his opinion on Hamas, Houthis, and Hezbollah and all of that, meaning he totally supports terrorism and terrorist groups who do heinous acts, which is horrible, and his justification is because of Israel did something bad. You know, justifying one bad thing to do another bad thing is still bad. You know what I mean? So, if you can justify something like that, you're a horrible human being. So, and if you try to protect Hassan, you're also a horrible human being. So, before we get fully into this, make sure you guys check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. W is an energy drink supplement company with zero sugar, non-jittery energy drinks. They help smaller creators much like myself. I get a little bit of a kickback for it, so use my code, check them out, let me know how y'all think about it. Let's get into this, guys.
So performative, even Diddy Piker subscribed in today's video. Another Hasan Puff Piece article has dropped, and they have used some unfortunate images of Hasan. Everyone is clowning on him for his comically small head, and Hasan has to address the allegations. He accidentally admits he was wearing shoulder pads in order to appear bigger in pictures. Absolute clown. Gen streamer Destiny has responded, jumping into the drama. Hasan is very mad at Democrats constantly trying to cancel him for his refusal to endorse Kamala Harris. He gives an ASMR whisper response, and it is very uncomfortable to watch. CNN is back canceling Hasan again for his comments, dismissing the atrocities on October 7. They claim they lost the election because of far-left radicals like Hasan. The infamous Rick Scott is going after Hasan, who threatened his life. Queen of Cringe Pokimane is back.
Oh, that's great. Because yeah, if you don't know, he called for the death of Rick Scott, quite literally, just because of the whole Medicaid for all thing. Him, I guess, voting against it.
Rage baiting, talking about how she's biased towards women in order to compensate for patriarchy and history. Oh, brother!
No, she's not. She's only biased towards women who are on her side. If you say, anything against Pokimane, no, she's much like Hasan. Except, probably not as racist, or at least blatant about it.
Subscribe, or you get the Hasan biker build. You're cocked.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. Right, welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It appears another Hasan Puff Piece article has dropped, and it has some very unique Hasan pictures. Here we go. Here's the latest drop. A socialist savior streaming to you live. In an American political landscape that gets more bonkers by the minute, Hasan Piker, the controversial Twitch streaming commentator, has become the unlikely voice of his generation. That's just cap. But what makes him red, white, and unk? And then we just got this picture of him, and the head-to-body ratio is diabolical. Right? I don't know why they decided to choose this picture. I mean, Hasan thinks it's because they're making fun of him, but this is a glazing article. So everybody immediately starts jumping on it. Ethan Klein shouts out the head-to-body ratio. Hasan Puff Piece ran with the most insane head-to-body ratio I've ever seen. This photo is not edited, and oh my god, you could fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his heads on that fucking plane, bro. Literal Roblox character. Right, we got some more pictures here of the fits from Piker's ID piece. Of course, the most expensive clothes humanly possible. We got him holding his pants here. Taking a jog with this comically weird build here. and him apparently coming through your windows. So people are clowning on him, deja vu, and we got this guy put all his talent points into tiny head. And this is basically a perfect rendition of Hasan right here. 100% accurate. Except the smile. The smile is not there. It should be more like it should be a very angry, miserable person.
Exactly.
How can I be okay?
We got the classic music video, of course. Here's a bit of a Hasan spell right here. Enlarging his head through magic. He knows if he wore clothes that fit properly, he wouldn't look nearly as ridiculous, right? He looks like a child playing dress up in his dad's closet. Same guy. They did the meme again, and in a Puff Piece article as well. Right, so then Hasan decided to address the small head allegations, and he accidentally admits that he was wearing shoulder pads. He was wearing pads in order to look bigger. Twitch streamer Hasan Piker explains the ID code Puff Piece on image and admits the sweatshirt he's wearing has shoulder pads. Hasan is also not happy with the photo they used for the interview article, right? So he's trying to defend himself, saying that he doesn't have a small head, but accidentally admits something possibly worse.
This is a quite unfortunate fit that they put me in, which I think they did deliberately. This has shoulder pads. Like, this isn't... I've worn this before on stream. The guy who made this sent it to me because he was like, it's the comfiest hoodie I've ever worn. And the designer who made this hoodie actually sent it to me. It makes my head obviously look smaller. I suspect it's on purpose. There was a whole interview portion here too, but I did this ID Mag photo shoot a while back. Yeah, I know. I was in ID Mag. We'll obviously talk about that too. It's not that. I thought that was edited. No, it's literally shoulder pads. It's a padded hoodie. It's a shoulder padded hoodie. It's ironic because I also did like an interview about fashion on the ID Mag thing. And I talk about how like I'm too fat and too big to wear this kind of stuff. Like stuff that's supposed to work on like handsome slender man, a waifish twink, and I don't have that frame, but I still do it regardless because I'm a chud ass loser. What are you gonna do?
Dude, you're an idiot.
Well, yeah, you are a loser for sure. But dude, wearing shoulder pads? You insecure flippin' loser. Imagine being Hasan's size and still being so self-conscious. Hasan goes, I need to look extra big in my outfit, so I'm gonna wear these shoulder pads, try to look wider, I guess more like muscular or whatever. I mean, it wasn't enough to pump your body with chemicals. Now you gotta put on these pads, huh? Tubby never recovered from high school. Spiritually, always friggin' size.
Hell yeah.
Also, I don't know what this excuse is because why would they deliberately try to make you look ridiculous when the article is glazing you, as we'll check out in a second? They want you to look your best, which is why they're taking all these photo shoot type pictures, trying to portray him as this like hot progressive, probably going to talk about your chest hairs. But the fact of the matter is your shining attribute, your tiny head simply shines through every time. Also, of course, he's still wearing that Cuba hat, LARPing as his socialist savior. Please, for the love of God, just like donate it or something. You do not deserve that hat. Mr. 5-star hotel eating up all the electricity. Bro got bigger shoulder pads on than Mike Astaltot. Okay, whoever this guy is. But yeah, actually, you can only fit 1, 2, 3 heads here. For Hasan, you could fit 5. Another beautiful drawing, life-size drawing of Pika. Bro, I can't get over these images. It looks like Goomba from live-action Mario Bros. Okay, pads are dumb, but why is his head constantly shrinking? I guess it's all the sheer amount of tweets, He needs to store all that information, and the head was running out of space, so it started allocating to different parts of the body. Last thing you see is, oh my god, I'm not gonna go there. Right, so let's check out the article. The Los Angeles-based 34-year-old political pundit takes pride in delivering progressive politics to the young men who have become the most susceptible to online radicalization. In other words, he's based red-pilling Zoomers into socialism. Oh my god, kill me. If someone you didn't know asked you to explain what you do, I would say that you go to spaces where young people are getting radicalized, and you red-pill them into a socialist worldview, and radicalize them into terrorism. Why do you think you have credibility within that group of people? He doesn't. They're just a cult. It's becoming increasingly hard to relate to a younger audience because I'm 34, but I think the reason why I have some semblance of credibility is because I operate within them. And my primary focus on trying to make things as appealing and palatable as possible. You've got to be kidding me, bro. Like, You've
Yes.
got to be rage baiting. Appealing and palatable shucks his dog. I like to
Right.
say I'm an entertainer
You're
first
being-
and foremost.
you're
Entertainer. That's like the last thing you are, bro. I'm the only one making this shit consumable. Bro, you are the most boring individual ever. Like, if you ever look at a Hasan Piker stream, 90% of the
Yeah, he's probably gonna say 90% of the time he talks normal or like monotone because he does. He sounds like usually he's talking, sounds like he's depressed, sad, and or monotone as shit. Unless he's calling for the death of somebody, then he's like extremely amped up.
time, he waits like a full second between his words. He talks so slowly. It's annoying as fuck. And my worldview revolves around rehabilitation above all else. Yes, of course. The re-education camps for the capitalists. Everyone is redeemable. Everyone can change their minds. I'm much more forgiving of microaggressions and things of that nature, and much more hopeful about being able to change people's minds. Okay, yeah, he's very hopeful. Play the
Yeah.
clip.
Oh my fucking God, I hate the left. I hate
There it is.
liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single fucking day of the goddamn week. I hate my life. I hate fucking streaming. I hate socialism.
If I'm talking about trans issues, oh brother, of course. For example, I'm not talking to trans people. Of course, trans can enjoy the content, but in most circumstances, I'm talking to someone who's in the throes of transphobia. Did you call them a cancer?
You are
Yep.
fucking cancer, okay?
If I'm talking about white supremacy and racism and anti-blackness, I'm not talking to black people. Of course you aren't. We all know what you think about black people.
You
Yep.
don't understand black people. Shut the fuck up.
Are there go-to ideas or concepts that are aha moments for people? One of the best arguments is one I used on Theo Vaughn. Your issues are your rent and wages, right? You hate your boss, you hate your job, you hate how little benefits you have, and you hate your landlord, not as much as you hate landlords.
Let the streets soak in their
Yep.
fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
The reality is your
Yep.
boss is not a Guatemalan migrant. Your landlord is not a trans person. So therefore, it's okay to want the streets to run red with their blood. Very
Right.
woke. Not the trans people, but everybody else. Yeah, go ahead and, mass murder, apparently. Anyone that consistently shifts your attention and priorities in the direction of trans people or undocumented migrants is actually lying to you because they don't want to fix those issues. You're the one who brings it up every 5 seconds. This interview had nothing to do about trans people. You've brought them up like 5 times, dude. Oh my god, and then we got the highlight. Oh, look at this cornball, bro. One of my favorite things you do on your stream is the Hog Watch segment, in which you watch right-wing content and totally eviscerate it. Who's your favorite hog to watch? By the way, Hasan was saying that, a person who wrote the article was trying to make fun of him, right? And they literally
Doubt
say
that.
that, oh my god, I love your content. They also love your small head, apparently, and your shoulder pads. I don't really have any big ones right now. Are you serious? The first time you're not going to mention Asmongold when they explicitly ask you about it? All the previous eras go.
Well, I mean, Asmon's friggin', banned for like a week, so of course he's not gonna talk about Asmongold.
Have died or their careers have diminished. I think the Ben Shapiro's of the world, the Steven Crowders, the heyday of the intellectual dark web is just gone now. Yeah, one of them got shot, and then you were celebrating, of course.
Yep.
Tim Pool is gone. Many of those guys lost a big chunk of their audiences because they were pro-Israel, of course. Whole thing. They lost the legitimacy and the credibility they might have had at a certain point. Right, we got him jogging, and then
Faking
who is
jogging.
this? Who is this? Is this person planted as well? There's no way somebody's just randomly taking a picture of him. One of the biggest differences between right-wing and left-wing media is that right-wing, whether it's conscious or not, has a very good sense of how rage bait works. It can make you more powerful. So that's what you've been doing, rage baiting. They go, we hate this guy, he's a leftist. We're gonna ride with whoever this right-wing figure is and defend him. Liberals, on the other hand, have a slight antagonism towards the left. There's no ideological buy-in. This guy's not a real racist. On the left-wing side, people straight up will be like, you bought a house. I personally think that's against your values. Of course, he makes it about himself, right? Of course,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
every single interview
Why
is
not?
just him trying to distance himself from, all these controversies he's had. The standards are ridiculous, yes. Heaven forbid
I'm gonna blow my nose.
somebody wear an outfit under $5,000. Yeah,
Right.
and then he's coming through your window. Oh my god, bro. Right, so Degen Destiny responded, can't stop laughing.
Instagram account. Is this a real picture? Or is this a troll thing? I can't tell. What is this?
This is a quite unfortunate fit that they put me in, which I think they did deliberately. This has shoulder pads. Like,
Ah, That's why. Oh my god.
And the designer who made this hoodie actually sent it to me. It makes my head obviously look smaller. I suspect it's on purpose. There was a whole
I suspect it's on purpose.
What big
Then why
big
wear it?
shoulder pad or the Mossad is coming for Hasan's body proportions? I give him credit for this because this has to be intentional. He has somehow maneuvered himself into having the most cringe possible disposition you could ever have on fashion. Because you can either be somebody who cares.
And Destiny knows everything about cringe. The dude is a cuck. He literally let his wife fuck other dudes, and now his wife or ex-wife, whatever they are, left him for a dude who is definitely more gay than him. So, yeah, he definitely knows cringe.
And then you put effort into either high fashion or just like looking good, having appropriate, like appropriate outfits or whatever, right? You can do all that. Or you can be somebody who just doesn't give a fuck and you wear fucking sweatpants and a t-shirt or whatever, right? But he simultaneously positions himself as somebody who doesn't care, but then spends $20,000 on an outfit. Like, how could you inhabit both positions? I doubt there'd be any big designers that would want to work on it, but he could like pay like a stylist or something or to get something, whatever the fuck, to look nice when he goes out or whatever. And he could even have expensive clothing or whatever integrated into the outfit. But he manages to spend a fuck ton of money on his shit while simultaneously not giving a fuck about how he looks. It doesn't make any sense. It's such an attempt to just flex wealth in such a classless, gaudy way.
Bro, Hasan is such a colossal douchebag, bro. He literally cannot go a single second without flexing. It's really like a genie put a curse on him.
Well, of course.
If you don't wear an outfit more than $1,000, you're going to spontaneously combust. You're going to explode into a million pieces. Guys know he really, really needs to wear all these expensive clothes. It's just necessary for communism, right? And he's not going to donate to any of his orbiters GoFundMe who are getting sued left and right now. Just last video, Ethan sued Noah, another one of his good friends that he put in the cuck chair. Girlies, he's just like from our Korean mangas, am I right? Oh my god. And then we got this ridiculous ass fit, bruh. Oh my lord. Who picks out these outfits? Hasan's logic baffles me here in response to this. He claims they put him in it, but it was given to him by the designer. He says he wore it on stream before, knows the shoulder pads obviously give a misproportioned look. Could he have just said, no, I prefer to wear something else? Or maybe he thought it made him look cool or a big tough guy, and now has to do mental gymnastics after being called out. Hasan is so weird and mentally fragile. Oh, yes. Absolutely. You think they forced him to wear it? Of course not. Hasan, the independent here, is not going to do anything he doesn't want to.
I want to wear this.
He chose to wear it because he wants to look bigger, dude. Hasan is a raging narcissist. Narcissists have a hard time admitting fault. Instead of saying I shouldn't have worn the sweater, tries to place the blame to the photographer. 100% what it is. Moving on to Hasan addressing his infamous clip, constantly going viral, of Hasan saying Democrats would be doing the same thing and bombing Iran, saying that Kamala is as bad as Trump, and all the lefties have been hounding him for it. Well, he responded here in an ASMR whispering type way, and he's way too close to the camera. Hasan's message to influencers, calling out his lack of Kamala Harris support. Goddamn influencers, unbelievably productive people. Lock the frick in.
Bro, it's crazy. So many of these like do nothing influencers on the timeline are like, man, this is all the people's fault. This is the people's fault for Kamala not being responsive to the needs of the population. Making it seem like I said Kamala Harris would be worse than Trump or just like Trump on Israel, yes. But Kamala Harris herself should have never advocated to wage war against Iran, which she did. She never should have came out and said, we want to have the most lethal military.
He is so trying to make sure that the rest of those people who are all Democrats in there don't hear him. Like, dude, if you have a strong standpoint, speak like a man with your voice so that people can actually hear you.
criticism against Kamala Harris was that she wasn't representing successfully what the party's base demanded. And yet there's still people that are fucking yelling at me. Goddamn influencer. Unbelievably unproductive people. These are the people that see the world falling apart and they think to themselves, how can I make this about a fucking Twitch streamer that I hate? Please.
Dude, when you decide to do what you do, of course someone's going to say something. It's like, oh, I'm going to complain that people are coming after me and calling me an idiot or a retard because I have takes about you, despite me doing videos about you. You're a political streamer, dude. You have literally made your career off of talking about liberals, right-wing, Democrats, the United States, glazing terrorists, all this other kind of stuff, dude. So, of course, people on a certain kind of side, the Democrats, are going to sit there and say, hey, why didn't you support Kamala Harris? You didn't want Trump to win, so why didn't you back her when you probably should have? That kind of shit, dude. Come on now. And why are you whispering?
I mean, not you guys. You guys in here are obviously aware of the situation, but I urge people, when you see stuff like this, just, tell them, dude, lock the fuck in.
Lock the fuck in.
I think they're looking for folks who are serious about what they want to do and aren't just picking and prodding for position.
Oh my god, I just realized what this is. This is the Asmongold POV. This is what he sees in the bedroom at night. Dear God, get away from the screen, man. You're making me uncomfortable. Also, of course, Hasan wants you to lock in, guys. Lock in. It's time to revolutionize. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do the terrorism. Somebody has to do the assassinations. Somebody has to usher in the new age of communism. Hasan Piker will save the world. Everyone who doesn't like him, everyone who points out he shocked his dog, is an unproductive loser. How dare you stop Hasan from saving the world? By the way, he totally lied about the clip again. We specifically proved he was talking about bombing Iran, and he's lying about it again.
2011, 2013, talking about how, why aren't we bombing Iran? Why are we not bombing Iran? Remember all the fucking anti-war championing that was coming from dumbass Republicans. I fucking told you that it was all bullshit over and over again. And make no mistake when I say this. Democrats would do this exact same thing.
Yep, just a classic. Lying is OP. Back at it again.
Lying is OP, as I say all the time.
I swear to God, if you're ever going to talk to Hasan, you need to carry an iPad with you, right? Anytime he speaks, just...
See, funny thing is, he is very correct on that. They would. Because, Obama sat there and what did he do when he was president? He sat there and used strikes on Iran, Palestine, whoever. And matter of fact, if I remember correctly, one of the homes that he thought was a terrorist target actually wasn't, and he killed a whole family of innocent people. And he got the Nobel Peace Prize. So, I mean, kind of hypocritical, right?
Go to the folder, play the clip right in front of his face. It would be so useful to instantly shut him down, but likely it's not going to work. He's probably just going to fucking scream or something and say he's being assaulted. There's nothing Kamala could have done to earn Hasan's endorsement while also retaining the Democrat base. Remember when he told everyone we were stupid for thinking Kamala would do anything different than Trump? Bro, can't be serious with this anymore. He refused to endorse her because leftists created a trap in which doing so would label him pro-genocide. Do-nothing influencers. Isn't he one of them? Yes. All he wants to do is talk and go on a vacation trip to a poor country, and he wants us to do something. Hey, millionaire, try actual research, try actual charity, try actual reflecting, and try losing those shoulder pads. I guess everything about Hasan is just fake, Got the chemicals going, got the shoulder pads. Got the depressed dog. Got the dog as a prop, just miserable. Goddamn influencers, buddy. Who do you think you are? You're not a journalist or an analyst or an expert in anything. What are you talking about? He's an expert in explosives, apparently. He's an expert in war, of course, military operations. Expert in reading tweets, communications, political science, memes. Moving on to CNN. Cooking Hasan for his absolutely unhinged statements. They have...
I did a video on this the other day. because I keep getting people in my comment section going, "Where's the proof? Without context, all the clips were out of context." It's like, no, they're not. They are not out of context. The dude has literally stood his ground on his opinions about October 7th, which is funny because he also had an opinion about January 6th and how Trump called to violence, saying, hey, yeah, we should take to the street and voice our opinions and whatnot, right? Well, if he wanted Trump to sit there and go to jail and, no longer ever become president, be a criminal, and all this other kind of stuff just for saying that, then I think Hasan should definitely be in prison for saying what he said about January 6th, for lying, for his whole actual opinion on October 7th, and also the fact that he continuously supports terrorist organizations by talking positively about them on his streams. Ridiculous. And then add in the fact that he calls for the death of Rick Scott and, other people such as, capitalists just because, oh, hey, landlords are dicks. And I mean, you can't dispute it. Some landlords are dicks, but some are actually just average everyday people trying to get through everyday life.
Done yet another segment on him. Hasan Piker said grape is okay. It's so bad that CNN went after him.
Yeah.
Now to the Michigan Senate race, where a Democratic candidate is forging a...
it's bad when CNN is calling you out.
controversial alliance with a left-wing streamer who has defended Hamas terrorists. Abu al-Sayed campaigned yesterday with 34-year-old Hasan Piker, who has more than 3 million followers on the gaming platform Twitch, as well as YouTube. Here's some of what he actually has said about the depravity of the October 7th terror attack, the deadliest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust. Quote, "It doesn't matter if effing rapes happened on October 7th. That doesn't change the dynamic for me. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect."
Yeah.
Now, let that sink in. Hasan Piker is excusing sexual violence by Hamas terrorists. He also claims Hamas is, quote, 1,000 times better than Israel. Hamas is a designated terror organization, not just by the U.S., but by the EU, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, just to name a few.
I just think this is a fascinating bet that al-Sayed is making here. That, refusing to back down from his association.
Fascinating? I would not use that word. I would call it retarded, stupid, ignorant. But of course, his name is Saeed. So it does not, the two are basically the same. So for anyone to go, oh, it makes no sense, or why would he do this? Because they're both on the same side. Hasan's going to try to get more people like him into office so that they can mess up our government, our rule of law, get more people like them into office. Because, we already had one Somali pirate in there, and they sat there and frauded their whole state and everything, and now she's under investigation, along with a whole bunch of other people that we let in who definitely did the same thing with anti-American rhetoric, but yet they literally work for the American government and for the American people, and clearly they only care about one type of constituent, and that is not Americans.
With Piker embracing it, standing with him, is a political bet, and it doesn't mean,
it's retarded.
All those comments you went through, that will play a role here too. As you noted, McMorrow and Stevens, his opponents, are going to make this a part of the campaign. But the Sayed operation is betting the Piker popularity with the base is the safer bet in the cost-benefit analysis to make for him. And I just think that that's a really interesting thing to have us watch.
Bro, I'm so glad mainstream media is finally catching up to this, right? Now, CNN ain't the best, not gonna lie. It's a pretty garbage outlet, basically all of them. But hey, I guess it's doing the job of warning the casual viewer, the casual lefty, that Hasan is a flippant psycho who should not be associated with. So that's a W. Now, mainstream media lagging behind the legendary series, as always. Pathetic, really, but, it's okay. Now, I'm going to predict that Hasan is going to respond to this, either A, crashing out, either B, saying it's out of context, and actually...
He'll probably crash out and claim it's out of context because he's gonna go, oh, they clipped it, they edited it heavy, and I didn't say those things. This is how I really feel and what I really think. Yeah, they're just lying. They're Israel agents.
Out of context, or C, bring up Israel. It's
Oh,
going to
it's
be one of
definitely
the
gonna be all of
three,
them.
and I guarantee that.
How
So then
funny
they
would be all
talk
three?
about why they lost the election, and they blame far left radicals like Hasan.
Do we want to go with this? And one of the reasons that Democrats lost in the last election was because the American people felt like they were too far to the left and they weren't necessarily representing the average American voter. And so it's really interesting that you have candidates who are teaming up with people who are sort of on the very
Funny
far
they blame
left side of
Hassan
it.
for it.
On the flip side, you have the same issue in the Republican Party where you have fringe folks sort of trying to weasel their way into this quote unquote mainstream orbit. And there's a question with both parties of what do we do with these folks? Should we be going on their podcast? Should we be denouncing them?
Yeah, I mean, it's such an important point. What was before thought of as fringe, here, both sides are definitely sort of moving into the mainstream slowly but surely. On that note, you mentioned it's Michigan, but it's beyond that. Ro Khanna, for example, he said that he has no regrets about appearing on Hasan Piker's show.
Hasan Piker, other influencers, these people have millions of followers,
Yeah.
right? And Dems see it as a way to reach a younger, disgruntled base that is losing faith in their political system, right? But the dynamic that you're talking about, what comes with that benefit?
Okay, so like this new generation of human beings that they're talking about disgruntled, like these young 18, I'll even go back to like 16 and everything. There's a good mixture of, good kids in there and then just retarded people, okay? Like, if they're disgruntled, it's because they're watching someone like Hasan Piker sit there and say how horrible America is, how good Islam is, how good Iranian, government is, how great communism is, but sits there in his $1 million mansion, in his $1 million home, with his thousands of dollars freaking wardrobe, right? Dude grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, never knew any kind of struggle whatsoever. He's amping these young people up, basically brainwashing them. And, like, the dude has no repercussions whatsoever as of yet, other than, oh, people make fun of him. Like, the dude should be sitting there getting investigated for being a radical. And not only that, a terrorist supporter. Like, really? The dude should not be allowed on the internet whatsoever. There's nothing wrong with free speech and having an issue with what your government does. But then, when you're calling for the death of sitting representatives, when you're calling for the death of capitalists, right? When you're sitting there being a hypocrite, living in a multi-million-dollar home, having parents and family who are millions to billionaires, and never had to struggle like everyone else in those areas or in the area he's currently in. He has no clue. So the fact that like all these dumb young people are actually listening to this dude and following him is just plain out because their parents aren't paying the fuck attention to what their kids are watching, and instead of having a conversation and properly educating these kids, they're getting brainwashed.
Of reaching those folks. Yes, you had the interview there with Hasan Piker. I think what's even going to be more influential is the questions that are put to the politicians that choose to go on these platforms. They're also going to face the questions of whether or not they defend these statements. And
well, the way I see it is, I'd be asking them, like, why are you sitting there going on a show with someone who clearly hates America, who's never struggled a day in his life, is okay with, the graping of October 7th, and, supports on multiple occasions terrorists?
These views.
Oh, absolutely. It is Hasan's fault, right? Because he'll take a large portion of lefties and convince them to not vote for anybody, right? So he's like the biggest cancer, essentially. He's basically an undercover op and an internet clown, essentially. And any politician that associates with Hasan is obviously going to get cooked. His reputation is so bad now. He's basically a virus, right? You can't touch his small head with a 20 feet pole. The only benefit is that you get the votes of the deranged fan base or the terrorists who may not even vote. I don't know. They'll be happy to have you on for 0.5 seconds on the Hasan stream, and then they'll eat you alive the second you disagree with them, even a little bit. Basically like they did to Ethan. The message is stay away from Hasan Piker, right? Now, if people listen, they will prosper. If not, you're gonna get cooked. Look at the fate of every Hasan orbiter.
Yep.
It's not pretty. What do you expect from a guy who jerks off to the idea of socialism and communism while living in a 10K square foot multi-million-dollar mansion and driving a Porsche? But they suspended Asman and not this a-hole. The overlords must have realized he'll be a liability and have released the hounds. Hasan has been marked for cancellation by the Democrats, and basically everybody else. Wait until she hears about hundreds of college professors. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not just Hasan. It's really not just Hasan. This is not an isolated thing.
Exactly.
He has a bunch of followers, right? And some of these colleges and some of these professors who are teaching these things, who openly also support terrorists, I don't know, they kind of need to go, right? If these people are educating the new generation, they're going to turn out to be these psychopathic freaks. Right, so Hasan responded.
Dana Fash did a whole piece on me. Hasan Piker tests the limits of the Democratic Party's Big Ten. 7 minutes and 45 seconds, okay? 7 whole minutes and 45 whole seconds. I was literally on the plane watching CNN, monitoring the situation.
You were
when
sleeping.
Dana Fash...
Okay, sorry to pause it so quickly, but this fucking guy, I was monitoring the situation by watching TV on the airplane.
Motherfucker is in first class, but he sits there and talks about the struggle of the basic working person. Really, dude? Really? You have no fucking clue.
Hasan? Wow, guys, I guess I've been monitoring the situation my entire life. You know, you guys watching YouTube, scrolling a bunch of TikToks, I guess you were just monitoring the situation in the world. He really has a way with words, you know? This is his real good journalism right here. He was doing research. You cannot be serious, bro. The way he talks is actually so funny. Oh, what's that? You were having breakfast? No, I was having my scheduled fueling session, before the Hasbara got to my egg omelet, apparently.
did this piece on me. It is not dissimilar to the one
Yep, blow my nose again. Spring.
that Jake Tapper had done it 2 weeks prior at the beginning of this Hasan smear campaign. But it's also
Jake
very
Tapper
interesting.
That doesn't change the dynamic for me. The Palestinian resistance is not perfect.
Dude, one of the craziest parts about this, first of all, thank you for using this cool photo, okay? I look pretty good. Secondly,
You look
classic
like a
clip
fucking
chimp
communist.
that very quickly identifies what my position is.
There's no way. Bro, you are the most predictable man on planet Earth at this point. My bingo needs a bingo. Of course he goes, clip chimp, guys. Oh my God, when I said the grapes don't matter, it was clip chimped. It was out of context. Direct quote of Hasan with the context. No, it was out of context. You're just lying, guys. Let me guess, the context is you were talking about Israel. Yeah, okay, but you still said that shit, though. You still supported the terrorists. You still supported them committing atrocities on women and children. And essentially said that you don't care about the civilians on one side. Also, since you want to bring up context, you conveniently leave out the fact that this wasn't a one-time thing. You argued with Ethan for hours over this, saying the victims are essentially lying, saying that there's no evidence, there's no forensic evidence, right? Hasan Piker has not personally gone to the battlefield and examined the dead bodies to see if they were assaulted or not, right? You're a scumbag. You're a complete, utter fucking scumbag terrorist supporter. You're an evil person. Here we got Hasan's comments. Here's a Zionist to tell us why Zionism is good, ask journalism. The world is falling apart. World War III is imminent. The real issue is some freaking Twitch guy. He really has Schrodinger's importance to these people, where one day he's this massive revolutionary figure, and one day he's just some flippin' Twitch guy. Try Hasan effect. That is so cringe. Democrats lost 2024 because they went too far left is an insane statement to make. Is it wrong? Obviously, that is true, because you got these psychopathic freaks who went so radical, so insane, that a bunch of people went, I don't want to associate myself with that, right? So obviously, I don't know the reason, but if I had to guess, that is one of the reasons, right? People like Hasan going around openly supporting terrorists, and a bunch of people go, that's kind of fucking crazy. This is way too coordinated. Big Haas is definitely on a whiteboard at the DNC, bro. Hasan fans gotta be the most embarrassing creatures on.
the DOJ needs to be doing an investigation. I hope they are, because this dude has said some very questionable things on his stream, and they should be knocking on his door.
Planet Earth, bro. Big Haas, really? I guess when he takes off his shoulder pads, he becomes small Haas, huh? Bash is a Mossad agent, in my opinion, of course. They're referring to the person who was criticizing him. Anyways, so Hasan found the one guy who was actually defending him and decided to read out his favorite tweets.
Glenn Greenwald is defending me again, becoming my strongest soldier. It's kind of crazy. We're in the middle of our most dangerous war in at least 2 decades, fueled by her precious Israel. And CNN's Dana Ruth Schwartz Bash is still prattling on about Hasan Piker and his supposed insensitivity towards Israel and the suffering of her people. Ironically, one of the things that has annoyed me about Hasan is how constantly he goes out of his way to condemn anti-Semitism and talk about its evils, even when it's not relevant to his point, and even when its existence is dubious. I get why he does it, but this insanely stupid 2-week lynch mob proves that if you're an influential critic of Israel, you'll be widely branded an anti-Semite no matter how much you not only avoid anti-Semitism, but aggressively denounce it as he does. I don't think people understand this, though. Like, Glenn's Jewish. I mean, he's been yelled at nonstop. But I think because Glenn's Jewish, doesn't understand, like, a part of this is racism baked into Zionism, right? Zionism is racist. It's Islamophobic, it's anti-Muslim, it's anti-Arab, it's anti-everything.
But you can be anti-Jew and anti-Israel, and that's totally not racist? Like, really? What's your justification? Because Israel killed, like, Iranians, Palestinians, and Gazans? Well, guess what? All those groups also killed Israeli people. So, I mean, your point is mute.
Right? And for that reason, no matter how hard I make my position be known, that I have always combated anti-Semitism. No, it is a really good defense of me. It is really solid, but I'm just explaining why I do it beyond the fact that I also, care about bigotry and combating bigotry.
Bro, there's no way this guy's pulling the racism card again. Schrodinger's Turk. Back at it again. Guys, don't you understand? Hasan is a minority. He's a victim. Anyone criticizing him is being racist towards him. Yeah, hilarious coming from you, Mr. I don't care about what black people think. Mr. South Vietnamese.
Fuck this South Vietnamese motherfucking whatever. Like, why don't you go back and live in South Vietnam in the same conditions?
Yeah, bro, we know you ain't talking about racism. Literally openly anti-Semitic, got all these unhinged statements. And has the audacity to say, oh, yeah, these people are being racist because they criticize me. Right, so you remember that guy that Hasan threatened to kill Rick Scott?
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Well, he and a bunch of other people are not very happy at Hasan, and they're canceling him on Twitter. Basically, we got the Republicans canceling him, along with CNN, the Democrats as well. So yeah, we got him on Fox News, anti-Semitic remarks. We got Rick Scott, the radical left, is choosing to campaign with a guy who threatens to kill me, says horrific things about the Jewish community, openly praises evil regimes like Communist Cuba. What are they thinking? This guy is evil. And then we got a bunch of more tweets here. Oh God, it keeps going. So Hasan responded to the Republicans going after him, saying they sound like Democrats complaining after Trump. Advises Democrats to just ignore the criticism surrounding him. Of course, great advice.
Right.
That's how you operate, is that just ignore all the criticism.
This is disgusting. Campaigning with a figure who glorifies violence against GOP, including my friend Rick Scott in Florida, while spewing anti-Semitic rhetoric, is everything the voters need to know about. Like, they all sound like Democrats complaining about Trump. They all sound like Democrats complaining about Trump. This stuff didn't work. And the reason why it didn't work is because Trump was like, nope, fuck off. My values are my values. I stand 10 toes down on them. Okay? Now, obviously, his quote-unquote values are morally repugnant, right? But all of...
You cannot talk about morals after all the heinous shit you said. You okayed the rapings of October 7th on innocent people. You've literally called for the death of a sitting representative of the United States government. You literally told your viewers how easy it is to get detonators from China. You literally said, oh, kill those capitalist pigs. Let the blood of them run in the streets. Really? You cannot say anything. Not to mention your racist remarks towards that old Asian lady because she talked against communism. The black chatter who literally was calling you out on your bullshit, and then you said you don't care about what black people think. You cannot talk about morals at all, my guy, whatsoever. You are moralless.
these like different quotes, these distractions. Like, it didn't work. That's what the energy the Democrats have to bring as well.
I
And
can't wait until they
unfortunately,
arrest you.
many Democrats who are just corporate suits, representatives of like an eclectic group of different corporate interests, are not going to be able to do that. That's why they focus test everything that they're doing, because they don't have any real opinions. They don't have any real values.
You have no value.
So they can't do it. They can't actually stand on those principles at all, and they have to shy away. They have to back away. But that's, I think, part of the reason why Abdul is going to do quite well, and he's doing quite well in this controversy so far.
No way Hasan is still using the phrase 10 toes down. Brother, the last time you said that, you were saying you were 10 toes down for the Houthis, the literal terrorist org. Bro, that's shameless. Like, if I were you, I'd never say that phrase ever again, because I'd be embarrassed. It would remind me of the day that I was praising a bunch of terrorists. Reminder, Hasan goes, they are on the morally right side. You know, as they bomb ships with innocent civilians, kidnap Filipino sailors,
right?
Do terrorist activities.
10 toes fucking down. They are on the morally right side.
You know, honestly, get you a girl that loves you as much as Diddy Piker loves terrorists. This is
Right?
a love that is unconditional. It really transcends everything if you think about it. So he's modeling himself on Trump now, who he just called Adolf Hitler, by the way. So
Yeah.
You're basically saying that, hey, I get my values from Hitler. I mean, kind of true. You definitely got the anti-Semitism for sure. Obviously,
hell
his
yeah.
values are morally repugnant. Complete lack of self-awareness confirmed. Hasan Piker goes full MAGA as he embraces Trump's ideology towards the left. Moving on to yet another insufferable Pokemon
God.
clip. I'm ready. I'm ready for the rage bait. Pokemon asks a question. Is it bad to be biased towards women? Oh my god, bro.
Is it bad to be biased towards women, or is that like undoing history? Is that like
Retarded.
recycling, like cleaning up litter?
Wow, that's a
Let's discuss.
that's a great
Is this about the
topic.
girl making fun of you?
Why don't you
for,
start us
know,
off?
I just
being
did.
a skank?
Okay.
You're okay with the voice clip.
No, it's I just
Oh my gosh, that's
it's
funny.
not that I don't believe women, you know? I think women are great. I just think, they're bad people in all gender. Oh, thank God. The phone is
Sure.
ringing.
I can agree with that. There are bad people of all sorts.
But
Yeah, you're one of them.
regarding
Pokey.
like specific things women go through, maybe you're more inclined to like believe them in that area because you've also been through it. Like similar.
With the amount of women that lie about simplest things, not really. If you're smart and intelligent, you're not going to sit there and straight out believe them without evidence. Believing somebody without evidence is stupid.
Can relate.
Experiences. Yeah, stuff like that. I can see.
That's fair. That's fair.
Damn, I mean, at least there's one person with a brain cell in that room. Thank God for Lily there. Pokey really goes, tee-hee, is it bad? Is it bad that I'm biased towards women? Tee-hee. Aren't I just making up for history because, historically, men bad, patriarchy. Yeah, men might have given me my entire career of simps and funded my lifestyle for the past 10 years, but of course, men bad. I mean, another classic rage bait from Pokey. I mean, we know she's a misandrist, like, time
Yeah.
and time again. Mrs. We hate the rich. We hate men. I don't know about that, but we definitely hate Pokemon. Like, I
Yeah.
legitimately don't know. She's been on this tirade for like a decade now. Like, what happened? What happened to you that you really dislike men this much?
There was probably a guy that she really, really, really liked. He saw her without her makeup, and he's like, "Oh, you look like a guy," and then he dipped. So ever since then, she's probably been pissed off, or it's also the fact that she's almost 30, has no husband, no boyfriend, no kids, and literally just has a sea of simps who follow her around all over the social medias and internet and whatnot. And she doesn't like any of those types of dudes, so she is just extremely pissed off that some basic average woman, that which she would be called, is getting more attention because they work over at a Starbucks or work at a retail location or fast food or some shit. Those women get more attention from men than she does, because why? One, Pokey's mid as fuck. Two, Pokey is ignorant and arrogant. 3, Woman's insufferable as shit. Bought herself a fucking engagement ring, but then acts like she's not rich or the rich.
I mean, I'm guessing like some dude broke her heart or something and she's been on this mission. At least I hope. If this is like organically from nothing, then holy shit, you just suck ass, huh? Lily hit the spot. There are bad people in any gender. Literally the most like basic common sense. These are 30-year-olds, by the way. I hope Lily realizes the moment she turns her back on Pokey, she will do everything to ruin her and Michael. I'm calling it now.
Yes.
How is Pokemon genuinely and consistently disregarded? It's really a talent. She should win a prize. Feel free to go F yourself, Pokemon, you sexist piece of shit. She'll be the first one to scream murder if a man said something similar. Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. I remember when she was apologizing for supporting Johnny Depp and, making fun of Amber Heard. Even after the court case, concluded or whatever, which is just ridiculous. Believe all victims, all the replies. Pokemon assaulted me. Now click this video or you turn into Roblox Hasan. Okay, thanks for watching.
Make sure you guys go check out more Pegasus. Great video, like always. And make sure you guys go and check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90. Man, oh man, it is so funny to see all these people sit there and protect and glaze all over Hasan and people like Pokemon and all this, despite having the proof, the clips, the evidence, all that. But hey, you know what? There's always going to be those hardcore die-out fans who will literally believe anything their favorite streamer says. So, hopefully you all enjoyed that. Like, share, spread the word, stay free, America. Love you guys. Later.